And you can imagine having an event of like we do in Nigeria, this side of the continent, 1,000 guests.
Exactly.
So you have 1,000 people with
different mix within that,
and you have to cater
for everybody.
So you can imagine if you've not done your homework. You can imagine if you've not done your research. So for event planners out there, for those of us who are seasoned and we've been there for a while, and for those of you who are trying to start, don't just jump in.
How did you start? How did you even bear the idea even way back in school?
Religion, say you're a leader of tomorrow. But then I would look at those people, they told us that when we were in there. We were 10,
20, 30, 40, and they're still there.
So yes, I had a lot of energy and I wanted to do things a certain way and I was rude here and I was doing that. Eventually, I was fired.
Were you able to use any of your knowledge in promoting your business?
It's so complicated because I'm such a multifaceted person. I mean, we started in England. Good Hair started in England. We eventually had to open something in Nigeria.
All hair is processed. You cannot take hair from a donor and put it into your head.
Once you're a public figure, you become a target.
Look at all the companies we started. We have board members from Nigeria, but also from around the world because we want to build world-class companies that outlive us.
Welcome to Omon's Couch, an entrepreneurship and career talk show where we help young entrepreneurs and professionals reach their full potential. My name is Omon Odike, your darling host, and I'll be bringing you amazing guests who have seen it all to educate and inspire you with their story. Our guest today is the CEO and Creative Director of Lazibah Events, who leads with flair and finesse. And with a first degree in accounting and an MSc in corporate governance, she elevates her events to unforgettable experiences. She started her career journey as an account officer in the UK and later joined The Place, a leading dance institution, where she rose to become the finance controller. In 2010, she relocated to Nigeria and began to pursue her passion for events. And today, she's renowned for her meticulous attention to detail as she orchestrates luxury events both nationally and internationally. Her achievements have been recognized by the Unique You Network and the GAV Foundation. She's none other than Mrs. Ronke Odubanjo. Let's welcome her to Omon's Couch. Oh my God, Ronke, you're finally on my couch.
Finally.
My besties, my very close friend.
Oh, thank you
I'm so happy
much.
to have you on my couch today.
Thank you for having me on.
And we are here to share your wealth of experience and your beautiful journey from where you started off and where you are today.
I'm excited.
In fact, viewers, you have a lot coming to your way. Please take up your biro and your pen, your biro and your paper and jot down.
Oh, wow.
This is one of the finest, finest event planner extraordinary in Nigeria, not just local, but also internationally. She curates one of the finest events you can ever think of in fact, I think your words, just to pick your words, finesse and grace. So let us hear her as she talks to us about her wonderful, beautiful journey from accounting
Yep.
to pursuing her dreams in event planning.
Yep.
Over to you, Ronke. Please tell our viewers, they want to hear everything, how you started your journey and what made you go into event planning.
Where do I start from? I think first off, thank you so much for having me, Omon. I mean, we've been planning this for a while and I'm glad it's finally happening and I'm here on Omon's Couch. And I have to say, you look absolutely stunning.
Thank you so much.
Those colors on you.
Coming from you. Thank you so much.
You nailed it.
Thank you so much. And you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so where do I begin my journey? Coming from
the UK.
The UK, coming from an accounting background into event planning. Oh, the journey has been long, but it has been beautiful. It has been stressful.
Yes, I know.
It has been
one of the
rewarding. It has been frustrating. It has been every emotion out there you can think of. But you know what, Omon? If I was to do it all over again, I will do the same thing.
Fantastic.
I will do it all over again, and I will do it the same way. Probably change one or two things. So like I said, I have an accounting background. I started off my work experience in the United Kingdom with a company called Common Purpose. Shout out to my people if they're watching this. And from Common Purpose, I moved to The Place, which is one of UK's top contemporary dance schools. So
yes, it was a bit strange when I saw that.
I guess I've always loved anything
Art.
to do with art.
Yes.
Even though I was a science student in secondary school, and then when I was going to go into a higher institution, I went into accounting. And you would have thought, you know what, back then, at least in our day, back then you either had to be a lawyer, a doctor, accountant, or an engineer.
Exactly, engineer.
I mean, so I mean, it was chosen for me, as in, okay, you're going to study accounting. I was like, why do I have to study accounting? Okay, my father put his foot down that I have to study accounting. Yes. And there I was. I studied accounting. I moved to the UK. I got married, moved to the UK, and straight I went into the finance sector. And it was quite, to be honest, it was quite rewarding.
Yeah.
I mean,
because you worked in a couple of banks. Oh
yes, I did. And the money was good. And I was slowly climbing up the ladder and all of that. I was at Common Purpose. I moved to The Place. Before I even left Nigeria, I was with Standard Chartered, well, now Stanbic IBC.
Oh, Stanbic IBC Bank. Okay.
I was with, they were Chartered Bank way back then. And then after a while, it wasn't about the money anymore. It wasn't about the money anymore.
Fulfillment.
I was looking for fulfillment. I was looking for something that would give me purpose. I was looking for something that I would wake up and I would feel excited about going to. And from when I was this high, I've always loved organizing things. Put things together. People tell me, oh, they want to do this, they want to do that. My friends, relatives, cousins, and you always see me in the forefront. I'm the one always, trying to arrange things, organize everybody. Because I realized from a very young age, I'm a people person. And I think I got that from my mom. I mean, my mother would come in here and everybody would love her. And you'll be eating out of her palm before she leaves. So I got that from my mom, being a people person. And finance wasn't giving me that.
Finance is extremely boring. Any way you want to look at it.
I said, okay, let me go route the professional route. Let me start my ACCA. Maybe that will fill the void. But still, it didn't fill it for me. And I thought, okay, you know what? What does it for me? And like I said, I've always loved to organize. I've always loved to arrange things. I've always loved to interact with people. And way back then, before I moved to the UK, in Nigeria, there wasn't really anything that, there wasn't really any sort of work that you could do professionally that would give you that. So even before I left, I started taking little courses. I'd go and learn how to do floral bouquets. I learned how to do
like things for the weddings.
Yes, for weddings, because that was just all that was in my mind. That okay, I need to interact with people. I want to be a part of people's experience and their joy on that day. How can I add value to their day? How can I make a difference? How can I make their day beautiful? So I started doing little baskets, for little brides and engagement baskets. Here in Nigeria before I moved. Engagement baskets and stuff like that, and then I moved to the UK, and then it sort of opened my eye to what I could actually do with all of this. So when I got to the UK, I realized that, it's actually a business. It's actually a job. You could be an event person. So I started researching into it. I started taking courses over the weekend. I'll go to one-day workshops and, just to hone my skills and just gather and just know, more of what I wanted to do. And you know what happened? I realized that I started looking forward to the weekends
more than my Monday to Friday jobs.
And that was when it hit me that, what? Monday to Friday was paying the bills, was meeting my needs, but my love and my happiness and my passion
was during the weekend.
Came Friday, 5 p.m. to Sunday evening, and you know what? The rest is history. And that's how
beautiful.
Really my journey began.
Yeah, I think listening to your story, you're not the only one. People have found themselves start off in a different trajectory and end up going towards a totally different direction, led by passion.
Yeah.
But some people have that passion, even watching us here, and they are reluctant to take that leap of faith. So how did you get to that point whereby you felt that living this 9 to 5 years, it was paying the bills, and bills are things that it has to be paid, especially in the UK. What made you feel that at that point that you could take that leap of faith and believe that this will go well? Especially the fact that in Nigeria at that time, very few people were into event planning.
I'm glad you asked that question, because in as much as I painted a really lovely scenario and of my journey, that was a really, really defining moment for me. When I decided to leave accounting and the finance world and chase my dream. And I'll be honest, it's not easy.
At all.
It's not an easy decision. So for anybody out there who is at that crossroad right now, I want to say to you that I feel you. Yeah. I know exactly what you're going through, because I have worked in those shoes. It's not easy to leave certainty for uncertainty. I remember then a few of my friends that I don't know, are you all right? Are you okay?
Even hearing that alone is discouraging.
You want to leave accounting and you want to go into events, and then you don't even want to do events in the UK. You're going back to Nigeria.
You must be crazy.
Babe, are you sure you're good?
Okay.
I mean, it got to a point I stopped telling people.
Yes.
I had to stop telling people that,
plans,
my plans, and I just took it to God in prayer. And I was like, okay, Lord, you know what? Anything and everything I've done all through my life, you've always led me. And at that point, when I made that decision, I had a very strong leading in my spirit that it was time to make that move. So that is another thing you need to pay attention to. When you get that, whatever,
nudge,
depending on whatever faith
you are,
based you are, when you get that urgency in your heart, in your spirit, and you feel this is the time, something keeps pushing you to say, make that move. I promise you, 8 times out of 10, that's the time to make the move. And I think what also helped me a bit was that I was transiting, because at that time, 2010, my husband had just moved to Nigeria.
Exactly. I was going to say, if he was over there and you say you want to come and do event planning by yourself here, I don't think that would have been impossible.
It wouldn't work. So he had just moved to Nigeria, and you know me, like all my friends call me Ruth. Where you go, I go. Your people, they are my people. So we had both agreed that we wouldn't be too far apart. We wouldn't be too far. We gave ourselves like timeline, as at this time, you will come and join me regardless of what is happening. And I must also confess that having a partner who supported my vision, who was on board, because when I told him that when we get to Nigeria, I don't want to carry my CV anywhere and be looking for a job. I want to work for myself. I want to take this events thing and see what I can do with it. And thank God he was a man who believed in my vision, and he believed I could do it. And so when we moved back, that was all that was on my mind. Coming to Nigeria, establishing Lazibah, grounding Lazibah. Growing it, and just seeing what God wants to do with it, seeing where I will take it to. And, but I had to make that decision. I struggled.
That step,
I struggled. I struggled. I prayed my heart out.
Are you sure?
I prayed my heart out, Omon. I prayed my heart out, because I'm like, Lord, I'm leaving certainty for uncertainty. You need to give me a word.
And yours, why yours was even so remarkable was because you're leaving one continent to another continent. So it wasn't like you're leaving one job to another within the same space.
You can't imagine. I mean,
so it's a lot.
That's story for another day. The culture shock, the because all of my work experience, apart from having worked in Standard Chartered Bank. They were Chartered Bank then, Stanbic IBTC. That was the only work experience I had per se. So all of my work experience, you know, was in the UK, where, you know, everything is done properly, it's organized, you have structures in place, and then now coming to Nigeria to start a business, a people.
We'll get to that point. I can imagine all the things you had gone through.
Oh my goodness!
But how would you see? I mean, this story is really remarkable and very interesting. But how would you see your journey? You know, you had a background in finance and also corporate governance.
Yes, I have a master's.
Yes. So how did those two backgrounds or learnings that you had, how did that inform or shape the way you ran your company, Lazibah?
Awesome.
Did it contribute in any way, your background?
In so many ways. So one thing I would say is, regardless of where you are, regardless of where you're going to or where you think you want to go to, no knowledge is lost.
I said, if you had to say that.
No knowledge is lost. My finance background, I mean, I was a finance controller by the time I was leaving the place in the UK. And that wealth of experience that I'd accumulated in almost a decade, of course, works beautifully for me, even running my own business. So even when my accountants, when we sit down and we're auditing our books, I mean,
are talking about, you know what's wrong.
I know what they can't bamboozle me. I know what you're talking about. And also, even in putting structure within my organization, you know, something as little as, you know, the way we do our invoicing, the way we keep our books, the way we keep our records, you know, all of that, I could bring that in from my wealth of experience working as a finance person. And then my master's in corporate governance. What is corporate governance? It's all about structure. It's all about implementation. It's all about what laws and what guidelines you need in running a company or an organization.
In fact,
so
you had everything.
All of that together.
I think the only part that was actually missing was the legal part. So you
you.
had the commercial, you had the policies figured out. But just the legal.
So it made that journey
easy
for me, in that I could put structure
from the beginning.
From the beginning, because that was the background I was coming from. Now, the environment I was now in enabled me to successfully implement those structures. That's story for
another day. Not a problem. I'm sure you will have enough time to talk about those challenges. Now, you have been running your company for quite a while. I think about how many?
14 years now in Nigeria.
And as a CEO of the company, of Lazibah, what strategies have you put in place to ensure that the company continues to thrive and thrive, even with the competition now? Because there are a lot of people now carrying briefcases all over the place. I can do this event, I can do that event. First and foremost, remember, you have been here over a decade and you're still here doing extremely well. What strategies have you put in place to ensure that you have everything? If you're enjoying this episode already, I want you to take a moment to please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave your aha moments in the comment section below. We would love to engage with you. Okay, let's get back to the show.
Okay, so the first thing I would say to anybody who is listening and you're in my position or you're getting ready to start this journey, you can never stop learning. So your number one strategy is learning. You have to learn, then you will unlearn, then you will relearn. And you just have to know the sector you're in. You have to keep abreast of
the
what
latest
is
trends.
new, the latest trends, what technologies is everybody using now, what mode of operation.
Whether the cakes are
people,
flying,
is it that the cake is being suspended or the car is coming
from outside the ground? But you guys are doing a remarkable
and you see
job.
Nigeria, oh my God, I doff my hat. We are such exuberant people. We're as far as I'm concerned, extraordinary.
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, we're at the forefront of this thing.
Yes, definitely.
We are at the because they say Nigeriano they carry last,
and especially in something like this,
it is
we like
in
parties.
the event world. We don't carry last because the things that we do, even when I was abroad and I was doing my event on the weekend, it's not even comparable to the things that we do in events in Nigeria. I mean, the wedding industry, it is absolutely mind-blowing.
Yes.
It is absolutely mind-blowing. Socials, even corporates, you know, everything.
Nothing is ordinary.
Nothing is ordinary. So you need to be able to stay ahead or abreast of the competition. You're always thinking
outside the
You're
box.
always thinking outside the box. You're always thinking, okay, what strategy can I implement here? What trends can I bring in here? What can I do that is different? What can I bring to the table? And you know, it doesn't have to be anything extraordinary. It could just be a little something that was already existing and that you just tweak. For example, let me give you a very tiny example. Now, when you go into events now, everybody's leveraging on technology. It's QR codes. QR codes have always been there.
Yes, that's true.
They've always been there, but nobody thought of bringing it into events until certain people started, you know, brought into the events, and now QR codes are everywhere. Oh, on your invite is QR code. Even menu cards.
And that makes things very fast
seamless.
during the entry
when you're
into
doing your guest access and guests are coming in and everybody has their QR code on their invite, you know, and they scan them on the QR code. You can put all the information, their name, the table they're going to be sat at, and all of that. Even we've now taken it to the next level.
So you're using a lot of technology now.
Oh yes, menu cards are now QR codes. So you scan,
since when?
like when you go to the restaurants.
Yes, restaurants,
events now. And then there was even some particular event we did in Barbados. I could present everybody's menu, you know, and people could choose their menu
ahead of time.
Yeah. You know, so there's so much technology has helped us to shape, has helped us to improve in the event world, and you know, you just need to leverage on it.
Well done, well done. I can see, you can see, if we're talking about finance now, I'm sure she'll be like that. But look at the power, the fire, the energy, the passion you have for this event. The same event that you call me, I'm so tired today, I'm dying, I'm crazy.
It has
the love,
moments.
I know.
It has them.
The love.
That's why
keeps
if by now you're not sure what your passion is, by now you don't know what it is you want to do, sit down and ask yourself that, what is that thing that I will be asked to do and I will not be paid a dime? And I will still do it and still keep on. My husband, way back then, he used to yap me that, my wife, even that's the only thing I know. Don't pay her one kobo. And she's there.
She still do it.
You know, so yeah.
In fact, listening to you, you can see the passion. It's not. It's there, 1,000%, not even 100%. Yeah. And I noticed that in everything you do, you have highlighted your commitment to excellence.
Yes.
For quality service and customer service.
Yes.
So how did you introduce this, and why are you big on this?
So I remember when I first moved back, and the culture shock, you know, after working in the UK and coming back to Nigeria, and I used to lament. You will walk into an office or you walk into a shop, a supermarket, and you just want to talk to people, and maybe you just want to ask a question. The way they will answer you. Some might not even raise their head up from the desk. And you know, it's like, and I'm like, why is it such a huge thing just to give common courtesy? Just common courtesy.
It's still something we're working on. We've not gotten there.
Good morning. Can I help you? I used to tear my hair out, as in, what is this? And I think I made that decision right from the onset that, you know what, Lazibah will be different. We're going to be known for excellence. We're going to be known for fantastic customer service. And I'm so thankful that in even all of the wide variety of clients that we have, because we cater to corporates, we cater to privates, you know, all our clients, they can say that about us. And it's something that I ensure that I instill in all my team members and my staff that no, you cannot be a member of Lazibah and your customer service skill is not on point. It is impossible.
I'm sure our viewers who are running businesses and maybe just started and still struggle, because the truth is we haven't still gotten it right in Nigeria. We're still very far behind, but we have progressed into the right direction.
We have, and we just need to keep, you know, just keep
trying. So my question will be, how were you able to, even in that space, especially far back as 14 years ago when nobody was even listening, how were you able to entrain that information? How were you able to get people who will listen to you and know that customer service was big?
I had to practice what I was preaching. And you know,
in front of them, so
it
them to
says
see.
It comes from the head and it flows down. Once the head is right, then there is no way the body and all the other parts will not be right. And anybody who cannot follow what the head is showing, then would excuse themselves or remove themselves. So I had to personally do that, you know, in as little as just common etiquette, just common mannerism, the way you answer the phone, you know, the way you send an email, you know, the way you send a text message. Oh my goodness.
That would be the worst.
Oh my goodness. And I just did not relent. And I just kept at it. And you know, before you knew what was happening over the years, our brand has been associated with that. You know, I sit on everybody's head. Communication is so critical to me. It's so
But even your business is a service business.
It's a service business.
If the service is shitty,
like I
it will
would
show.
say, there are 50 other event planners out there. Why do they need to come to Lazibah?
Exactly.
Why? There must be something that you're doing that, and please remember that every client is not your client. Every client is not your client. But there must be certain things that you're doing that is appealing to a particular group of clients, and they would keep coming back to you. And you know, I'm so thankful. We've been in this thing for 14 years now. The referrals keep going.
I mean, I've been in several events that you have hosted, and I know, of course, you know, we always tell you immediately after the event, they're always remarkable. I think the one that I really enjoyed the most was the last one that you did for the 50th birthday for a friend.
Oh, Ronke at 50.
Yes, and that was really nice. And I
you.
remember I called you. I want to have the vendor for this. I mean, that was really nice. It was an experience.
It was.
And I think that's something you've been trying to say in several words. You do not give people what they ask for, but you give them an experience.
It is so
it's critical. Yes,
it is so key that you give people experience. Sometimes I say that even clients, guess what? They really don't know what they want. Not all of them know what they want. So it is left to you as the event planner to curate an experience for them, to curate something that for a long time, even people who attended the event will continue to talk about. But over in the last 14 years, you know, experiences have changed. It has changed, you know, with the new crops of the Gen Zs, the millennials, you know, the alpha, all of them. They all come with different appetites for experiences. And as a seasoned planner, you need to be on top
of your game,
of all of this, so that you can give to them that which their appetites want for that season. So,
interesting. I mean, I hope all the event planners are here listening. She's actually giving you a free course. This is a master class right now. We're just bundling up into like 20, 30 minutes discussion. This is really powerful, because the truth is, if you really don't know your customer, it's just this olden days word where we say, know your customer. you don't know your customer. That principle still still
KYC.
very important
Very
to date.
important.
So every level, every type of customer has to be catered for.
Exactly.
At their level. You meet them at their level.
And you can imagine having an event of like we do in Nigeria and this side of the continent, 1,000 guests.
Exactly.
So you have 1,000 people with
different mix within that
and you have to cater
for everybody.
So you can imagine if you've not done your homework. You can imagine if you've not done your research. So for event planners out there, for those of us who are seasoned and we've been there for a while, and for those of you who are trying to start, don't just jump in. Don't just jump in. Know your craft. Know your customers. Know the people you want to cater to. Do your homework because it makes it easier.
And I think listening to you, even above all of what you have said, I think event planning, I think what these viewers need to know, especially those who are just starting or have just started, event planning is no longer about putting tables and chairs and napkins on the table.
No.
It's big now on the experience. That part, I think that part for you guys now is, okay, it's color blue and green, we can do that. But is that, the focus now is on experience.
Yes.
Whether it's a local event, whether it's an international event. But now, tell us, because international events, some people don't even have a clue of how to go into that market. How do you break into that market? At least for those who have been doing it for a while, but they haven't seen how they can go into the international market. How do they do that?
Okay, so for me, and I will use my own experience, I didn't particularly go and look for an international event.
Okay.
It's the same clients that we have worked with
Nigeria,
here in Nigeria.
We'll take you out.
Who now want to have destination events. But because the service we had provided, they were happy with the service we had provided. We had given them amazing experience here. And they're now ready to have a destination event. Of course, you'll be the first person they're looking for. And they're like, call us Lazibah. Lazibah, you know you did that event for us. We want to go to Barbados. We want to go to Dubai. We want to go to Atlanta. Can you help us? And and then especially a lot of weddings we've done here, the children are abroad, the parents want to do the engagement here, but the children want a destination wedding. So you're going abroad.
Yes.
So you're going to do the white wedding abroad. So for me, that was how I broke into it. It was by referral. It was by word of mouth. It was by clients that we have already worked for. I wasn't chasing. You see, that's what I say. You don't need to chase anything.
Just do your good work.
Hone your craft. Know your craft. Know your worth. Know your game, and it'll come to you.
Yeah, and
I
think another part I experienced personally was when you and your company actually organized the cruise, the first cruise I ever attended.
That was awesome.
I felt, that was awesome. Like the best trip of my entire life. And it was beautiful. All we just needed to do was just to pay, and they took care of everything.
We take the stress.
And she was there at that event. Even if we're all
if I was part of it,
yes, but it was beautiful. They curated everything. They told us what to wear on each day. They told us what to do on each day. So it made it so much fun beyond what the cruise would normally have done.
I agree.
It was really beautiful. So that was my own first experience.
I'm glad.
Aside from all the other parties that we have done.
I'm glad.
So yes, you really talk the talk and talk the work. So I have seen it firsthand, and I know it really works. And that's why I can tell you, and even if I'm not in this industry, to say that there's a part about understanding the basic skill, but there's the overall thing is still that experience, having a wonderful experience. And if you can't do that, don't even. But and if you don't love people, so why are you even in the business in the first place?
You can't
go it for money. Go into it for money.
Planner and not be a people person. It's impossible. How are you going to marry it? How are you going to do it? It's just not going to work.
Crazy. It would be crazy. So your journey has been wonderful, blessed, and amazing too.
I'm thankful.
So you're a living example of somebody who could cross and transition through continents, through different job, I mean, from the
one
finance
sector
to another sector, and still
one
be
continent
to another continent, and still be successful.
Yeah.
So you're a living example of that, and people should know that those things are not barriers.
Yes.
You can be the only one who can limit yourself.
That's right.
From being who you want to be,
That's
or
right.
following your passion to
That's
the
right.
extent whereby your passion becomes your wealth
That's
at the
right.
end of the day.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So
I like that.
now, this sounds so beautiful and very sweet from your story, from where you started. Now I want you to tell them, so that they understand that this is an authentic story.
Yeah.
The challenges that you faced at the beginning, and also the challenge that you face even now, and because I'm sure they are different.
Oh yes, oh yes. I mean, we all know that trying to start a startup, trying to start a company is not easy. And then trying to start a company in Nigeria, trying to start a business
even
in
now,
Nigeria.
it's still so difficult.
Oh my goodness. So for me, I think one of the first teething challenges I had, you know, moving from abroad and moving home and setting up a business was that there was no structure. There was no structure. So many things were missing. The dynamics of running a business over there or even working over there was completely different to what we have here in Nigeria. So for me, even first of all, the work culture shock. Something as little as work ethics.
You've employed somebody.
You've employed
for
somebody
a service.
For a service. They have their resumption time. They have their list of KPIs, what they're supposed to do. And you have to
micromanage everything.
Micromanage. And then even trying to get clients, I thought, oh, once you know what you're doing, you're good at what you're doing, you go out for your pitches, you pitch for a job, you know, may the best man win. For where? For where?
So that was your shock at the
beginning? Oh my God,
too?
that was my first shock. And then when we even started curating events, oh my God, I remember the very first wedding we did. Oh my goodness. The very first wedding we did, you know, because I was used to, oh, you're putting together an event, you source your vendors. I don't need to see what you're bringing. You're just sending me pictures of what you're going to bring. You send me pictures of your work and, you know, we contract you. We speak to you. No, my very first event here in Nigeria, I went home in tears. I went home in tears. Then, back then, it was when sashes, you know, tie backs. That was when
with rubber chest.
It was raining.
Join us on Omon's Couch, where inspiration meets action. If you are a remarkable entrepreneur or a career giant with a unique story to share, we want to hear from you. Become our guest on Omon's Couch and empower others with your journey, experiences, and valuable insights. Use the link provided in the description below to apply for yourself or nominate someone who deserves to be on this show. Let's inspire together.
We were supposed to have gold tie backs, and when the vendor came with the gold tie backs, that was when I had the first experience that there were over 20 shades of gold. And I had told the vendor champagne gold.
Oh, that's very light. They brought the shine gold.
They brought deep, they brought blue, black gold, brownish gold, bronzy. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? So my team and I, we had to sit down with them and start sorting out all the different colors and trying to put the same colors on the same table. Oh my God. And then vendors, you call them.
They didn't even show. Oh, I thought it was like in the UK when they say
when you turn, you will see us now 2 hours later.
You have not seen them.
Coming from a culture of 11 o'clock is 11 o'clock.
That's real.
9 p.m., 9 a.m. is 9 a.m.
Yes, 9 a.m. That's real.
So I had to unlearn all of that niceness that I learned over there. Pack it to the side. And I wore Niger as in, okay, we're entering the same.
Is war.
Is war.
Work in Nigeria is war.
Trying to sort of establish Lazibah at the beginning was a huge challenge. It was a huge challenge.
And did this not break you?
Oh, but there were days I was frustrated. There were days I would go home and cry. There are days I would deliver events, and God bless my husband. He will come and pick me in tears.
Wow.
That was when I had to learn.
And you still did not give
I knew
up.
I was a people person, but then I had to learn people management because people came with different characters.
And you didn't give up.
But I never gave up. I never gave up.
What kept you going?
The love that I had for what I
what
was
you're
doing. And then I kept saying to myself, it's either this or I go back to 9 to 5. And I really didn't want to 9 to 5. I knew it wasn't as if it wasn't an option, but I just knew that, no, this wasn't what me and God spoke about. You know, I told God this is what I want to do. And he has told me, go, I will make room for you. So, no. The Bible says, let every man be a liar and let God be true. Why is my situation speaking contrary to what I know that I desire? So I kept at it, and my husband was very supportive, you know, and also was trying to...
even till now, he still helps you to carry things up and down with all your big structure. He's fantastic.
You know, and at the same time, I was trying to grow my family. You know, because I had just one daughter. I was trying to have another child, you know, so all of that, you know, it was tough.
How has that been?
It was tough.
How was balancing the family
It
going
was
into
tough.
that?
It was tough. And again, I'll keep saying, you know, when you have a supportive husband, spouse, partner, it makes it easier. I mean, there are days I would have events outside of Lagos and I would be gone 3-4 days. And another thing, apart from your spouse or your partner, you also need to surround yourself with good backup structure. And when I say your support system, you know, your nannies, your cousin that is dependable, you know, your friends, mother. Your mother. You know, I had very good support system. I mean, my nanny was absolutely amazing at that crucial point. My mom, my mother, what would I do without her? She was my strongest. So I could be gone 5 days outside of Lagos, setting up for events, you know, because at that point, I'd just put things in place. I still had to be on ground. You know, I had to be there. Unlike now that, you know, we've done this for a while now. We have systems in place that work. Technology makes it easier for us. I mean, we're working outside of Lagos. I don't have to be there until a day before. You're just watching everything. You're video calling. You know, you're seeing the setup.
In fact, I think that's another question. Tell us how the current times now, how can you really manage? What are the different technologies that you actually use to manage your projects? So much. Without being there physically.
Once upon a time, you had to be there physically, but now with technology, it's made life easy. Once upon a time, they're setting up your event, 4 a.m., you're in the hall. Now you don't have to be in the hall. All you have to do is video call in to see what the decorator or the overnight setup.
And it never fails.
It never fails. It never feels.
You can say,
actually
move this
see
thing to
what
this
they're
way.
doing. Okay, zoom in. Let me see. No. Can we go back and look at the blueprint? Look at the mood board. This wasn't supposed to be here. Can you change that? You know, so unlike before where you are at the hall 4 a.m. Now technology,
every blessed day till you strike up.
Technology has helped us. You can get to the hall later because you're monitoring everything online. When you have out of Lagos or destination events, you don't have to be. I mean, all of my destination events, I don't get there till maybe about 2 days before the event.
And that helps you to save costs.
It saves costs.
Save time.
It saves you costs. It saves you time. And then, you know, it's giving you a lot of time to invest in the event that you're even doing. You know, so when I have destination events, I don't get there maybe 2 days or 3, at most 3 days, maximum 3 days before the event. Technology. We jump on Zoom. We have Zoom meetings. They show you the banquet hall you're using. They do all the table setting for you. You can see right there and then, you know. Technology has really made it easier, you know, for us to deliver an event, especially out of station events. So yeah, it's
done, Lazibah to the world. Lazibah to the world. Your story has been super amazing, and I know that you are not just only doing the Lazibah business. You've actually moved on to set up a Lazibah Foundation.
Yes.
Where you empower young people.
Yes.
So please talk to us about this, because you're actually giving back, and this is such a beautiful story.
Okay, so how did Lazibah Foundation, how was it birthed? You know, God has been really good, and, you know, coming to Nigeria, setting up the business has been thriving, and I just thought it was time to give back. It was time to impact lives. It was time to, you know, make somebody else's dream come true. And, you know, there are so many things I could have done, but I think where my heart was with the children.
Yes.
You know, one of my churches where I used to serve a long time ago, before I left there, I was in the children's church, and I loved, you know, because of the area where the church was in, we had a lot of what I would call my community children. So children from less privileged background, they would come on Sundays, and, you know, when they come on Sundays, sometimes some of them, they haven't had a bath, they're looking tattered, you know, and I found out that I got so much joy just looking after these children, caring for them. You know, I realized that I had such a heart for them. I would teach them. You know, a lot of them could not speak English. A lot of them were not going to school. It got to a point I got the church to partner with me, and we will bring in lesson teachers to teach these children.
Awesome.
And after a while, I thought to myself that, okay, look, why don't I do this, you know, on a bigger scale? And truly, that was how Lazibah Foundation, you know, started. And what we do at Lazibah Foundation is that we educate the less privileged, you know, children from disadvantaged backgrounds, you know, we educate them through primary school. Because I realized that when you catch them young, then they have a better chance of becoming something in life. So we try to catch them from, you know, primary school age. We put them into school. We have quite a number of children that we're assisting at the moment. We're paying their fees. So we put them in regular schools, you know, and that way it takes the burden off their parents. And once their parents start to see, you know, they start to see the change in the children, they get excited, you know, and they also want, because every parent wants their children to be better,
something for the future,
something better for them. So that's how really Lazibah Foundation was birthed, and we've been able to impact, and we've been able to touch lives, and we put children to school, and, you know, we say to people, we implore people to join us and partner with us, and, you know, so that we can sponsor more children. So we can put more children. I mean, Lazibah Foundation was launched in 2015. So next year is going to be exactly 10 years that we've been running the foundation.
Well done, well done. So how many children have you been able to impact so far?
Well, not as much as I would have loved to, but we have quite a number of children, and some of them have moved on to secondary school now, and we're looking at ways where we can, even though the foundation really is about primary school education, we're actually looking for ways where we can support them, because we realize that for some of them that went through primary school, once they're done, then their parents don't have the capacity to fund them through secondary school. So we're actually looking for NGOs that, you know, would partner with us so that they can handle the secondary school bit of the children. We can just hand over the children to them, and they can see them through secondary school onto university, because right now we just focus on primary school, and, you know, you never know.
And I think you can do, this is where collaboration can come in place. If you have your team members, let them do some research. I know some people who actually are focused on this secondary school level. And, and I'm sure they'll be so happy if they can take on people you've already trained,
so that we can,
so the value chain is complete.
Yes,
and even from there into tertiary institution, and you find that they actually exist. It's just for you to research, and I mean,
we will definitely be reaching out so that at least they can, you know, help us with the journey and help their journey in life.
Hearing all what you have said concerning Lazibah company, as a company, an event company, have you been able to inspire and motivate your team to be able to get the required results? Especially now where you know that a lot of people, especially employees, are impatient. They want to have it now, and they want to be, as they
oh
say,
my goodness.
they want to blow.
They want, oh
so
my God, my Gen Zs.
Keep them in check so that they can actually give you good service.
Oh my God, it's been tough, and I kid you not, it's been tough. But you know what? I'm a strong believer of whatever you make happen for somebody, you know, God will make happen for you.
Yeah.
And I believe in leadership by example. So everything I've always done with my team members, with my staff, is always leading by example. I would never put you to do something that I myself have not done. You know, and you know, you ask, how do I motivate them? Motivating people can actually be a very arduous task. It can be very daunting trying to keep people motivated, especially like you said, you know, the millennials, the Gen Zs, they want it now, you know, they just want it to happen, and nobody wants to grow organically anymore.
Early gratification.
No, they just want instant, instant gratification.
Okay,
they want it now, you know. So how do I keep them motivated? You just keep leading them by example. You keep talking to them. You keep encouraging them. You keep advising them. You keep putting structures in place, you know, even within the workspace, you know, that makes it conducive for them, you know. Oh, I mean, that's not to say after everything that you do, they will stay. Oh, my goodness. Don't let us even go.
I know.
Don't let us even talk about that.
You just do your best.
Just do your best.
And
whatever you
have peace with it.
And have peace with it.
That's
Knowing that whatever you do, whatever seed you sow, you will harvest it.
Somehow,
you will reap it somewhere, somehow. And if you don't, well, mothers, your children will reap it. So I'm very careful of the kind of seeds that I sow in the life of people. I'm very, very particular, because I know if I outlive that seed, then my children, if I outlive the harvest, then my children will harvest it. So, you know, you just keep doing your best, pray for the best and hope for the best.
Wow, that is so interesting. And I think I share in the same sentiments with you, definitely. You do your best, hope for the best, and leave the rest to God. and you'll be able to sleep at night.
Oh, yes.
Trust me, you'll be able to sleep at night.
Yes.
So now Lazibah has grown from strength to strength for 14 good years.
Yep, in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, started on shaky ground, on sure grounds. And as I said again, different continent, and you've been able to see it all, weather the storm, stay very strong, stay very focused,
stay relevant,
being able to build a brand that has tested time, and also a brand that talks about excellence, customer service, all the good stuff, and of course, giving the client the wonderful experience. What does Lazibah hold for the future? After all this,
Lazibah,
do we have new ventures?
Do we hope
have
for
new
the future?
projects?
You
what
know,
exactly?
You know, with every business, climate, there's always something more that you can do. There's always more territory to conquer. There are always more experiences to create for clients. So with Lazibah, I want to believe that our best is yet to come. Yes, we're going to be 15 years in the industry next year, but there's still so much we can do. And I pray, my desire is that Lazibah just does not end with me. It doesn't end with me. So I want a transgenerational company, and that is what I'm working towards. Okay. You know, so that when I hang up my boots, you know.
Which of your kids?
Well, not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to be your children, you know. But I have it in the pipeline, you know, that when I eventually retire, so that I can do other stuff that I want to do. I look forward to a time where I can focus 100% on my NGO, where what my 9 to 5, my everyday life is all about, just educating these children and putting them through schools and seeing their lives transform. I look forward to that time, you know. And in order for me to be able to achieve that, then I have to look at what I need to put in place to ensure that Lazibah continues.
You definitely start, I mean, I'm sure you're already started. You have to start building structures in place that outlive
systems that would outlive you, so that Lazibah doesn't just end when Ronke hangs up her boots
and says she can't do anymore.
Sorry,
because how long would you be chasing the jobs going to? I mean, it gets
to a point where you just want to say, okay, you know what?
I've
had a good run. I've fought the good fight of faith, you know, and I came. How does it go? I came, I saw, and I conquered. On to the next generation.
Exactly. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And now we've had a lot of beautiful insight, gotten a lot of information concerning the event industry, and we would like to hear from you. What advice would you give to the young ones, young entrepreneurs who want to go into any business or into the event planning business? What advice would you give them?
So for you young person, oh gosh, to be 25 again and have the opportunity to start this all over again, but for that young person who's just about to go into events, or for that person who has been in events for 10 plus years, or for that person who's planning to go into whatever sector you want to go into, my first advice to you is never stop learning. Hone your skills. Know exactly what it is you want to go into, and find somebody who is already there, who can hold you by the hand and lead you on the path to follow. Don't be in a hurry. You will blow.
You will blow eventually.
Eventually, you will blow. But be patient. Put in the work. Put in the time. Put in the effort. Learn. Train yourself. Find a good mentor to submit yourself, because you know, Omon, that's another challenge that we have with this new generation. They don't want to serve. They don't want to put them. They don't want to submit themselves to anybody. They want to be boss from day one. There's nothing wrong in that. But the advantage of submitting yourself to someone, even if the person doesn't teach you anything, they will teach you all of the mistakes they made, so that you don't eventually make the same mistake. I know they say experience is the best teacher, but you don't have to experience every experience. So find somebody that is trustworthy, somebody that you can bear your heart to, somebody that you can talk to, somebody who will tell you the truth in love and not just potty, you know. So find somebody like that, submit yourself to them, and let the person help you, and you yourself be ready to put in work. And be humble
to receive the information.
So important, you know, so important. Be humble, and with God on your side. After all of that, with the grace of God and the hand of God on you and on what you're doing, the sky is just the beginning.
All things are possible.
The sky is just the beginning.
Well
so
done.
That is my advice.
Done. We have heard it all, and I mean, for me, just to close on this, we've heard it all, and for all the entrepreneurs out there, and I think this also relates to those who are actually running their careers, it's still very applicable. There's nothing, we have said it over and over again, knowledge, you must keep learning.
Oh, yes.
You must learn it from the beginning, you must continue to learn, you relearn. You just have to have a learning culture. By yourself, it's not something that somebody will tell, oh, it's time to go and learn finance, it's time to go and, no, just keep learning. And if you're in any industry, whether it's the fashion industry or you're in the event planning industry, learn about that industry. Stay abreast with the current trends.
Yes.
Always stay on top of every information, and remember, never think small whereby you're looking at local information. Always go global.
The world is
always research globally and see what are they doing outside there. Also benchmark yourself, even from when you're starting, to global standards. That will set you apart in a very long way. You won't even expect it, but you will see somebody out there somewhere would actually notice that this young person is actually doing something different. But but at par with global standards. And they will pick you from somebody who is just moving roughly, just without any direction, you know. So please learn, and relearn.
Very important.
And another thing is set your goal. Know what you want. Be led by either passion, be led by what you really want to do, because sometimes you may not be so passionate about what you want to do, but you know this is what you'll do, and you are clear about your trajectory, clear about the goal you want to reach. Because if you're not clear about the goal, when you even reach it, you won't even know.
You won't know.
And without even knowing, then you're not fulfilled. If you're not fulfilled, you're not happy. If you're not happy, the cycle is just
a whole domino effect.
And it's effect, at the end of the day, you achieve nothing. And remember, Rome was not built in one day. For that reason, it means that you have to put in the work, you have to be hardworking, you have to be resilient, you have to do all that it takes for you to be able to grow whatever you're doing, whether it's a career, whether it's a business. Just keep at it, keep doing it, be consistent, show up and show out all the time. And at the end of the day, you will get there. You want to blow, you will blow. But when you blow, it's not immediately. Time will take its time.
That's right.
And you'll be able to blow.
So
with all this, and remember, as a faith-based person, I will tell you, without God, nothing is possible.
Nothing.
But with God, all things are possible.
Preach it.
So put it on top of everything you're doing, and that becomes the icing on the cake. And for sure, you're definitely going to hit the goal and the aspiration of whatever you want to achieve.
Amen.
And don't believe in all the people who talk negative.
The naysayers.
It cannot work, it will not work, it never. Find out all the people in history who have done it well. All that happened, but they listened, they were cautious, but they still took the step to their right direction. And where are they today? Heavily successful, mightily successful, and you can't take it away from them. So I leave you with these good words, few words, and take it, run with it, and be blessed. Now we are going to the fun segment of this episode. I'm going to be asking Ronke a very simple trivia question, and I hope she gets it. Let's see.
I'm not so good with trivial questions, but come on.
See. Okay. I'm sure you may get it.
Let's try.
We won't do anything to you even if you don't get it.
Okay, all right.
So the question goes like this. It's a true or false
your
answer. So it's quite easy.
Okay.
So storing tomato upside down will make them last longer. Is it true or is false? Storing tomato, that's the normal tomato, upside down, will it make it last longer? Is that true or false?
I will go for false. I will go for false.
The answer is actually true.
Oh, it's true. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I never knew that.
So you learn every day.
Yes.
Okay. So if you take a tomato and you turn it upside down, so that's the top part.
Longer.
Oh,
I guess
really?
the part with the stalk, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we learn every day.
Yes, we learn every day. So we have learned something. Trust me, none of us are going to fail this question again. Thank you so much,
thank you
Ronke,
for
coming on Almost Couch.
You.
We've had a wonderful time.
I have,
and I'm sure our viewers have heard every single thing you've said, and they must be extremely happy and empowered.
So. I hope so.
Thank you.
I'm glad. Thank you for having me. You too. Take care. All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching Almost Couch. I'm sure you're eager for another inspiring story. So click here to watch another episode or click here to subscribe. I will see you in the next video.